Today I want to reintroduce the idea of all humans struggle. For those of you that are new to the channel, my name is Vlasich. I've been daily vlogging for a while, and last year I did 100 daily vlogs. Through my journey to 100 daily vlogs, I was actually inspired by my son Elliot to start up I don't want to call it a movement, but an idea. It's a concept, and the concept is that all humans struggle. Elliot is a kid who has Down syndrome. That's his struggle. And the idea is that we're not defined by a struggle. He's not the Down syndrome kid. He is a kid first, and he happens to have Down syndrome. One thing I do want to do on this channel is focus on this concept more and more and dive a little deeper into it. While I was at the 368 Micro Conference in New York, I reached out to Levi Allen, and he was kind enough, very gracious enough. He gave me a few minutes, we sat down, we talked about it. My idea is to showcase some creators and people that we see every day that we think, oh man, their lives are so great. They're having so much fun out there. And I love those things. I love the positive. I'm not trying to glorify a struggle, but I just want people to also understand there's another side to the coin. The lives you see every single day on here, yeah, we smile and we're happy and this and that, but there's a lot behind the scenes too that goes on, and every single person struggles with something. Today's vlog is more of an interview, so I'm gonna play the interview that I did with Levi while I was at New York and let the audience know that even Levi has things that he struggles with every single day, whether it's on the creative side or it's in the personal side. All of us have something. Levi and I sat down in the basement at 368, and the question I asked him was this: what is something you struggle with every single day, and what do you do to either overcome that struggle, or what have you done to overcome a struggle? I'm gonna play the interview. That'll be the end of the vlog, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it, everybody. I'm really hoping to do more of these in the future with other creators as well. With that, here is Levi Allen explaining one of his daily struggles.
I mean, for me, I find the biggest thing I struggle is actually taking action towards these goals that I have. So I'm kind of a dreaming, visionary style personality, so I find myself often thinking future focused. Okay. Where I just have this sense that, hey, there's these things that we can bring to life if we do the hard work, and it's possible. Yeah. But then the hard work part is really hard. And on the day-to-day realities of that, when you wake up and you actually have to get motivated and you have to be productive and organize your life in a way that actually allows you to take some of these actions. And when there's a lot of outside things happening, it's very easy to suddenly start blaming factors that exist outside of me, saying that's the reason why I'm not able to actually make progress towards this. Okay. And so actively, what I'm trying to do on a great day is when I experience those outside things trying to tell me it's not possible, like my body just wanting to be tired and sleep, you know, even though I slept plenty enough that night, but it's like still wanting to be lazy and just keep sleeping, and I'm just lethargic, and I'm fighting these tendencies to just be comfortable. And so for me, that has been something for me since I was like my earliest teenage years, of just wanting to be able to accomplish things that are important to me and then running into barriers and then being really discouraged. And what was hard about that for me is lots of those barriers just felt like mental, like self-imposed. Okay. And that's honestly, like I would rather have been able to like point to something outside of myself and be like, it's that person's fault. They're holding me back. Mm-hmm. But then when it really feels like it's me and my inability to be productive when I have the time, my inability to be organized, then that kind of compounds to like a special brew of self-hatred and loathing, where I'm just like disgusted that I can't do what I say I want to do. So overcoming that for me has been one of the biggest struggles, and I haven't overcome it. It's like I think I've just surrendered to the fact that it comes up regularly, and I'm trying to build the skill set to just overcome it. Gotcha. On a weekly basis, instead of just saying if I beat it once, I'm going to be perfect forever. And I think it's how I'm measuring myself too. Like I used to think I will get there eventually, and then I'll be able to hold that standard. And sometimes when I'm at my best, I'm close, but then life goes in rhythms, and suddenly I'm not there anymore, and I'm distracted, and it's going awful.
Do you feel it compounds to the point where you just, like, how do you choose the next thing to do? Like, do you ever get that overwhelming kind of, I don't know what I'm supposed to do next?
Usually if I don't know, like if I don't have a very clear next thing to work on, it's probably because I'm trying to do too many things at once. Yeah. So one of the ways that I've used a tactic to kind of make sure that that doesn't happen as often is so we run our life on a 6-week cycle. So for every 6 weeks, I sit down and I label the project that I'm working on for that 6-week period.
Okay.
And for me, I was like, wow, 6 weeks is maybe a little long for a project, or even in some cases a little too short. But I figured when I have a 6-week block on the calendar that I've identified the one thing that I want to be accomplishing, it helps me know when I wake up in the morning to go, hey, like I know what the project is for this 6-week period. And even though I have all these other things that I want to do, I technically can only have one priority. So what is that priority for right now?
Gotcha.
So that's one thing that's been helpful, because then at the end of those 6 weeks, hopefully I made progress on the project. But if I didn't, then I need to pause and go, hey, what didn't work about that? And then having conversation with the key relationships in my life, primarily with my wife, it's, hey, like these goals that we're setting, are they worth setting for ourselves? And if we're not making steps towards them, why? Should we reprioritize where we're spending our money, where we're spending our time, what we're doing for our job? Should we change everything because we're not getting to where we think is the path that we should be on? Like, should we just reset? Mm-hmm. And actually having those built-in times to ask those questions, I think gives me the permission to get focused when I need to, but also know I don't need to feel like I'm going to miss out, because I know at the end of the 6 weeks I can pick another thing.
Gotcha.
There's DHH and Jason Fried are two people that have a book called It Doesn't Have to Be Crazy at Work. And they run a software called Basecamp, and they basically promote that system for their business. And they say, at Basecamp, we don't have a 6-month plan. We make a project for 6 weeks. We get it done in 6 weeks, and then we set another project, and that allows us to be able to rapidly adapt and actually use our time the best possible. Thanks for asking me the questions. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thanks for being a part of it. When are you leaving town?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
All right.
Yeah, so just very quick in and out.
Same here.
Every time I get here, I'm always like, man, I wish I could spend more time, but there's almost always something at home that I'm trying to get back to.